Hello students, in this session we will discuss about different types of queues and one specific queue data structure, linear queue. First one, what are the different types of queues? Here, depending on the way of performing operations on the queue data structure, queues can be classified into four types like linear queue, circular queue, deck and priority queue. So four types of queues are possible: linear queue, circular queue, deck and priority queue. The first one, linear queue. So linear queue definition is as same as queue definition. A linear queue is a linear data structure in which elements can be inserted only at one end called rear end, and elements can be deleted from the other end called front end of the list. So here rear end allows insertion operations and front end allows deletion operations. Now it shows the diagrammatic representation of a linear queue. Rear end allows insertions and front end allows deletion operations. Now such a representation is known as linear queue. Operations on linear queue. Here the basic operations on the linear queue are AND queue, DQ, front element, rear element, empty, fill and display operations. So these are different operations that can be applied on linear queue. So for implementing these operations, again two representations are valid: static representation and dynamic representation. So at this stage we consider the static representation of the queue. So in static representation it uses arrays concept. Hence assume queue is an array which is used to perform queue operations with a maximum size as n. So the size of the queue is n. Initially elements are not available in the queue. So at this stage we consider two variables f and r that represents front and rear ends of the list. Both are set at -1. Now these are initial assumptions. Now these operations one by one. First one, enqueue operation. So the process of inserting an element into the queue is known as enqueue operation. So enqueue operation refers to insertion operation. So for every enqueue operation, first the rear variable is incremented by 1 and then new element is inserted at rear position of the queue. So rear end allows insertion operations. Hence, to apply enqueue operation, first rear end is incremented by 1 and then new element is inserted into rear position of the queue. While performing enqueue operation, since the concept is a static representation, at one particular stage empty locations are not available for insertion. Then the status of the queue is called as queue overflow or queue fill. So that means to perform enqueue operation, first we check whether the linear queue is overflow or not. If linear queue is overflow, then insertion is not possible. Otherwise, first increment rear end by 1 and then element is inserted. Now observe this algorithm. Algorithm enqueue of x. This procedure is used to insert a new element x into the rear position of the queue. step 1, first we check whether the queue is overflow or not. For this, if R equivalent to n minus 1, if this condition is true, then print a message as linear queue overflow. Return from the function and if comparison completed. If this condition is false, that means empty locations are available. Then step 2, R equivalent to R plus 1, rear is incremented by 1. Then Q of R, location is filled with X. Now step 3, if F equivalent to minus 1, then F is set at 0th location. And if, now return from the function. So this one, and Q operation. Next operation, DQ operation. The process of deleting an element from the queue is known as DQ operation. So DQ operation referred as deletion operation. So in DQ operation, first delete the element from front position of the queue, since front position allows deletion operations, and then front variable is incremented by 1. So in DQ operation, if elements are not available for deletion, then the status of the queue is called as queue underflow or queue empty. So to apply DQ operation, first we check whether the queue is underflow or not. If queue is underflow, deletion is not possible. Otherwise, now delete element from front position and then front is incremented by 1. Now algorithm DQ. Here function is used to delete the front position element from the queue. So first one we check whether the queue is underflow or not. So if F equivalent to minus 1, then that means elements are not available. Hence we print a message as linear queue underflow. Now return minus 1 and if this condition is false, that means some elements are available. Now step 2, now Q equivalent to Q of F. So front element of the queue is stored in some temporary variable K. Now step 3, now we check whether the queue consists only one element or more than one element. For this, if F equivalent to R, that means only one element is available, then F and R both are set at minus 1. Else, if the queue consists more than one element, now F equivalent to F plus 1, F is incremented by 1. And if now the deleted element is available in K, now return the element. So return K. So this one, DQ operation. Next operation, front element operation. This operation is used to print the front position element of the queue. Algorithm F element. Here, function returns the front position element of the queue if exists, otherwise it returns minus 1. Step 1, if F equivalent to minus 1, then that means elements are not available. Return minus 1. Else, if elements are available, return Q of F element. And if. Next operation, rear element operation. This operation is used to print rear element of the queue. Algorithm R element. Here, function returns the rear position element of the queue if exists, otherwise it returns minus 1. Step 1, if r equivalent to -1, then that means elements are not available. Written -1. Else elements are available. Written Q of r element. And if. Next operation, empty operation. Empty operation is used to check whether the queue is empty or not. Algorithm empty. Function returns 1 if the queue is empty, otherwise it returns 0. If f equivalent to -1, then that means elements are not available. Return 1. Else return 0. And if. Next operation, full operation. Full operation is used to check whether the queue is full with the elements or not. Algorithm full. Function returns 1 if the queue is full, otherwise it returns 0. Process of checking. If r equivalent to n minus 1, then return 1, else return 0. And if. Next operation, display operation. Display operation is used to print elements of the linear queue. This one, algorithm display. Function prints elements of the queue. If f not equivalent to -1, that means some elements are available, then elements are available from front end to rear end. Hence we design the step as repeat for I equivalent to f2 or do steps by 1. Now print the element, so write Q of I. Repetition process completed and repeat. Else. So if this condition is false, that means elements are not available. Hence we print a message as linear queue empty. And if. Step 2, return. Now it shows display operation. So these are different types of operations that can be applied on a linear queue. Okay, students, I hope all of you understood these operations. Now, what are the disadvantages of linear queue? Now observe the status of the queue as let n equivalent to 5. That means the size of the queue is 5. So it consists 5 locations. So at one particular stage, now the status of the queue is referred as, now this one, now here 30, 40, 50, these 3 elements are available. R reaches to n minus 1th location of the array. Some elements are deleted at the front end. So after deletion, now f is set at index 2. At this stage, if we try to insert an element into the linear queue, now it displays linear queue overflow message. Because R reaches to n minus 1th location, hence it displays the message as linear queue overflow. But observe students, here still empty locations are available at the front end of the list, but these locations are not possible to utilize in linear queue. Now this one, the major disadvantage of linear queue. Okay, so that means even though empty locations are available at front end, but rear end reaches to n minus 1th location, then those empty locations are not possible to use in linear queue concept. So to overcome this disadvantage, we go for another type of queue known as circular queue. So in next class, we will discuss about circular queue concept. Okay, thank you one and all.